surround us. Our roots run deep, our foundation strong. Our story has just begun, but our game has stood the test of time. This is a game of cities, a game of countries. This, my friends, is the world's game. A game played to the sound of chants, to the sound of anthems. This game is played to the sound of glory. We don't only cherish this game, we revere it. It is our heart, our soul, our everything. And although this game is for everyone, this club is ours. We are Sacramento. Indomitable, we stand. For the Republic, we stand.
Well, the Sacramento Republic have already secured a home playoff match. They currently sit third in the USL PRO standings, but now they'll face the red-hot Charleston Battery who come in tonight's match. They have not lost in 7 matches now. They are ready for some blood. They are currently in 5th place, and they're trying to move up the ranks and try to get a very good seeding here in a very competitive USL PRO. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rob McAllister alongside Kevin Goldthwait tonight. We know how well Sacramento has been playing as of late. They play so well here at Bonnie Field tonight, but they've got a little bit of injuries to deal with this evening. How do they try to overcome those?
Yeah, you said it. The injury bugs kind of jumped up and bit the Republic here right now. We got Tommy Stewart coming out with a hamstring injury. Justin Brown's got a toe problem. And there's just a few guys, the puzzle pieces just haven't really been able to be to come together, be that cohesive unit for a long period of time here. So we talked to Preki before the match, and he mentioned that he just can't catch a break right now. Guys just keep being shuffling in and out of the lineup. But a great opportunity once again to build on the momentum that we've been talking about for weeks now here at home. Bonnie Field match, which is where you need to get points. So here we go. Great opportunity tonight for Republic to kind of keep that momentum going.
And for Charleston, they've back to full strength finally after a year where they've dealt with injuries. A couple of different lone players now coming to, and they'll be led by Jose Cuevas, who is having a phenomenal year so far. Also, Dane Kelly up front. 2 guys they might want to really key in on tonight. So going to be a tough task as they see these back 4 for the Republic are going to have to keep an eye on those. How do they slow those 2 down?
Right. The big thing is what sort of formation is the Battery going to come out with tonight. It seems like over the last couple of weeks they've been shuffling between a 4-3-3 and a 4-5-1. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of formation they come out with. And it'll be real important for Vukovic and Daly to establish what sort of formation they're playing early and quickly and really try to neutralize the threats going forward. So the most important thing for me right now is really what the back 4 is going to do and what sort of formation the Battery is going to come out in tonight.
Well, Sacramento has 48 points on the season. They're nipping at the heels of the Richmond Kickers, and they keep winning out. Well, guess what? We're talking 2nd place, 2 home games possibly in the playoffs. Even though the Republic's banged up a little bit, how critical are these next Final 4 matches?
Final 4 matches are absolutely huge for us going into the playoffs. Once again, we talk about momentum. Momentum's such a big thing in the last third of the season. And if you can also, if you hold in your own cards the ability to have 2 playoff games at home going into the end of the season, a huge opportunity. And the way that Sac Republic's been playing here at Bonnie Field, I think it'd be a phenomenal, huge advantage for those 2 playoff games to be played here at Bonnie Field, where Sacramento's been extremely difficult to play against.
Well, let's take you down to the field now as we look at this game just about to get underway. Kickoff a few minutes from now, but we'll get to your starting lineups in just a few. But for the Battery, this is definitely a club that is going to have a little bit of issue. They were hoping to maybe sneak in that 4th spot. Doesn't look like it's going to happen at this point in time, so they will be stuck at best at 5th after the Galaxy 2 win today. So right now, they are having a chance to maintain a very good seed in the playoffs, but they could likely face the Galaxy if they stay in that 5th position. They have 35 points on the season, 9-8-8, but they've struggled on the road this season. They are 4-7-2, which is a little bit rough if you're trying to get into the playoffs and make a statement. And they've got to find a way to win, especially against a very good team like this.
Yeah, in this situation, it's kind of tough for the Battery with going in, knowing that they can't establish any home field advantage going into the playoffs. But, you know, it's important for them to build on their momentum and continue to play well, which is always the biggest thing you can think of in any sport going into playoffs, is playing well and keeping their momentum going forward. So that 5th spot is going to be pretty valuable for the Battery right now.
We're minutes away from kickoff. Let's head into the field where we'll have the national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
On a Wednesday evening here in Sacramento at Bonnie Field, Rob McAllister, Kevin Goldthwait with you, and a beautiful night here in the capital city. Charleston doesn't have to worry about any humidity tonight, but it's still a very warm evening as we're still hovering around 89 degrees, although in the shade it feels much cooler than that. Should not be a factor tonight, and a little breeze to speak of, but that will help cool down the players if nothing else. Head coaches tonight, Preki, two-time MLS scoring champion, MVP of course, and Mike Enhauser joined the Battery as a player in 1994 and won the NCAA championship with Indiana University in 1988, and so played at the USL PRO, was also part of that team. Let's go down the field for the coin toss. So Rodrigo Lopez alongside Dane Kelly there, and so for the Charleston Battery, it will be Odenzel Cooper in the goalkeeper box. The back four, Quentin Griffith, Colin Falvey, Sean Ferguson, Emmanuel Adjeti. In the midfield, Jared Van Schaik, Amino Abdullah, and Adam Mena. And your front three, Mabudo Diouf and Jose Cuevas. Dane Kelly rounded out. Dane Kelly, 7 goals in 17 games for this season. And the defender of the year, 2013, the captain, Colin Falvey, walking out of the field. They're going to be a big match for the Battery. If they try to secure a win tonight, they're going to rely heavily on those two players there. Jake Gleason appears to be back and healthy and ready in the box. The bright orange #1 tonight. And Big Jake, 24 years of age, doing a very nice job so far this season. One of the best goalkeepers in the USL Pro. Emerald Clementa, Mickey Daly, Nemanja Vukovic, same three in the back four, but a little bit of addition here. James Kiffey making his first appearance, first start. The UC Santa Barbara Gaucho getting in at left back with a slight injury to Chad Bartolome. In the middle, it'll be Gilberto, Ivan Mirkovic, Rodrigo Lopez, and Gabe Gissy. And up front, making his first start as a forward, played in college, but gets a chance here tonight, Octavio Guzman. And Adam John back on loan, number 14, San Jose Earthquake Loney here tonight. Kevin Goldthwait, as we get things going. Here's a team that's coming in red hot. Can't look at their record. Got to go out in the play. The Republic have been playing so well. How do they ensure that they stay that aggressive team, even with all these changes here on the front 11?
Yeah, you know, I think Preki has stated to us numerous times that the way that he likes to play, he doesn't even focus really on what the other side's going to be doing. He focuses on his 4-4-2. He's got the same formation, the same drills he does day in and day out during training. So it's not too big of a concern what the Battery are going to bring out, what's going to be coming out with tonight, but really how the fill-ins and the reserves are going to come in these new roles here tonight and how they're going to perform. And, you know, Preki said it before the game, it's a perfect opportunity for guys like James Kiffey to come in here, establish himself, put a good performance out there, and make that decision harder for Preki when Bartlemey's back and fully fit. So we'll see what happens tonight, but it's a perfect opportunity for some guys on the Republic here.
And the Battery start things off. Kelly swinging around. Guzman very aggressive, and so Octavio comes out, a young fella. He's very big and strong. We're going to see him in this role. He's been really an enforcer in that midfield. See how this will change things up. Ball sails over the top. Daly will watch it fall to Jake Leeson.
Yeah, Guzman's he's played that role before in college. He's actually got a couple minutes here this year with the Republic, but really not the most attacking-minded player. He's more that defensive holding midfielder for the pretty much the entire season so far. So it'll be interesting to see how he can match up with John, and if he can link up together and have some good combination play. But very good quality player, good on the ball, good feet, and let's see how his runs look tonight.
Jake Leeson on the season, 14 games, allowing just 1.04 goals a contest. Also, Dominic Djokovic right at that stage as well. So both players have been very consistent for the Republic so far this season. And Jake up with the Portland Timbers for just about a week and a half, and he is back and ready to go, and the first chance into the box for the Battery as we get things going. And a first look as Gissy gets out there and runs. Rodrigo looking for John. Sacramento in their all-white uniforms tonight with the maple stripe down the kit there. Meanwhile, the almost bumblebee-looking yellow and black for the Charleston Battery from South Carolina. Long road trip this evening as they continue a small little West Coast trip. Started in Oklahoma City. Now here they are in Sacramento. Got the win against the Energy, so they've been able to keep a streak alive here. And a big part of that is they have not lost now in 8 matches. Jose Cuevas with 3 goals, 3 assists during this streak, and Jared Van Schaik also tied with Cuevas the lead in assists, so he will be very critical as well. Here's Guzman, it takes a shot on goal! Over the top of the box and into the Tower Bridge Battalion. We saw Guzman slipping through, and that's what he can do.
Yeah, good combination there by Gissy, getting up that right flank, gives the ball into Guzman, takes a good first touch, kind of gets himself squared to frame, tests the keeper early. Unfortunate not to hit that target. Almost would like to see maybe drive that ball across the face of the goal looking for John, but you know what, you can't fall the first couple minutes, maybe catch the keeper sleeping a little bit. So like to see that good positive movement quickly there by Guzman in the first 5 minutes here.
And James Kiffey getting the first touch on the ball, wearing number 28, pressing forward. In a left back position, we saw Chad Bartlemey really run the side wing. See if he can run those lanes. I want to see, though, if James will be doing the same. Do you expect him to maybe sit back a little bit? He's trying to earn a spot here and has a good chance to if Bartlemey's out for some period of time.
Yeah, great opportunity here for Kiffey. I don't think he's going to be nearly as offensive-minded as Bartlemey is. Just Bartlemey is naturally that attacking type player. So I think you'll see a little bit more of a conservative play by Kiffey tonight, especially with this being his first real start with the Republic. But you know what, he's a good quality player. He's got a great left foot, good track record, good resume with the Santa Barbara Gauchos. And so it's going to be exciting to see. I think it's a great opportunity for him, really, to come in here and perform and play well. And like I said earlier, make the decision hard for Preki on who's going to get the nod for the next match.
And so Kiffey from Santa Barbara, they don't have a traditional football, but they do have a very good soccer program. He was the Big West Defender of the Year. So it's clearly a guy who could step up, played 40 matches with the Gauchos. But getting his real shot here, play with the Ventura County Fusion. But now a chance with the Republic. Guzman getting physical, deck in the lane with Ferguson. And still putting the pressure on Ferguson. Touched it last, and will it be off? It is off the Battery, so a corner kick for the Republic.
A great effort by Guzman, just being a pest there, earns himself a corner, and that's, I love, Tommy Stewart does a lot of that too. He's just a pest dealing with those center backs, making everything difficult for him, and that's a good example of making it difficult, nothing easy for those center backs, make them earn everything. In that situation, we get a corner out of it, and they play it short as Roro gets it here.
So Roro pauses, hooks it inside the box. Battery able to clear it out. So Gilberto and Gissy both up front. They've been putting the pressure on. And down goes hard as Gissy comes up. And he's likely going to get a quick talking to. Not hit with the yellow, but I'll say is that Falvey went down very hard, and he's asking for one. He's up a little bit slow, saying,
yeah.
I think you owe me one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Gissy's just putting good effort in, working hard, a little bit late. As Falvey is going to clear the ball, Gissy's coming through. It looks like he might have caught the Falvey might have caught the bottom of Gissy's studs there as he's coming through with his right foot. He's up, he's jogging it off, so no blood, no foul.
Good header there by Mena. Into the middle. So Max Alvarez also out of the lineup because of yellow card accumulation. And so too many fouls from the midfielder. He is a very critical part of this Republic team as well. 7 assists on the year. That's the 5th best in the USL Pro, tied for 2nd here on the club. And Rodrigo Lopez with 8 leads the USL Pro. And we've seen how wonderful Rodrigo Lopez has played. Here's Guzman turning it on.
Great first touch there by Guzman.
Pulls it through. And tried to find John maybe just outside the 6, and maybe we have another corner here.
So this is good coming in there. Good. We talked about, is he going to be aggressive going forward, attacking? And obviously here we are in the 6th minute right now. He's already made 2 or 3 really positive runs forward, taking players on one-on-one. Good first touch with the ball to put himself in a good position. Tries to go for the nutmeg there. And here's Roro serving with an outswinger.
And it's set, bobbled, still volleyed. Guzman looking to track it down, tries to tackle now on the counter. Here comes the Battery, 2-on-2. Big come up, Kiffy, excuse me. Nice play, could have been a little bit
That's that dangerous counterattack there. We're 2-on-2 in the back. Fortunately, a bit soft of a ball played out, and Kiffy's able to intercept it and plays it over the top. So good save there by Kiffy, prevents that counterattack from going any farther forward. And one thing, Rob, we talked to Preki before the match this afternoon, and he was mentioning that what he wants to see his guys do tonight is really come out here and pressure Charleston, keep them in their own half as much as they can, make it difficult for them to play out. Hopefully they'll end up playing some long balls over the top, and you got big guys like Vukovic and Daly that can win those air balls and really try to keep them pinned in as long as they can. So they've done a good job here in the first part of the match here.
Well, they're going against a pretty good goalkeeper in Odisel Cooper, allowing just over a goal a match here this season. 2nd year with the Battery, played on the Cuban national team as well. Just 21 years of age, had 7 shutouts a season ago for the Battery. So when that defense got a little bit better, he got a little bit better as well, and it's anchored by Falvey, the center back. So interesting to see where the Republic can try to find a weakness. They've been on the attack for most of this first half of play here at Bonnie Field. Kevin Goldthwait alongside me and Rob McAllister. We appreciate you joining. Here's Kiffy.
Great ball by Roro right there. See that time and time again. That ball just zipped.
And Gissy just winds up and fires it. Looks like it did turn a little bit as he's hoping. Maybe
not sure if Gissy really knew exactly what he wanted to do there between 2 minds. But we've seen that ball played over the top by Roro into the feet of Kiffy numerous times, and that's something that is just so valuable to have. Roro just skipping out a few players, getting that ball directly to the wingers, allows Kiffy to get his first touch and get a service or some sort of attacking play, which is just a valuable piece that Roro brings to the table day in and day out with both feet, left and right feet. I love seeing him strike balls.
Sacramento last time they played was Wednesday a week ago, and it was Dominic Jonkabek who made 2 brilliant saves, one on exactly the same possession. Ended up getting the man of the match. Had a great evening, a shutout over the Wilmington Hammerheads, and they will play Wilmington on Saturday. And then back for home for 2 more. Big chance here for Sacramento to keep things going. Roro goes down. Sacramento keeps possession. Roro slow to get up. Gilberto keeps it on the deck, looking for Gissy. Working back hard, a little bit of confusion. Mirkovic, so the midfielders trying to feel each other out. Kiffy comes up off the touchline. And Kiffy now going to with a little bender, looking for John with a header, sailed over the top.
Great job by Kiffy there. Gets himself down on the touchline, serves a great ball in. John just a few inches over his head. I'd like to see maybe Guzman on the back post try to crash the back post a little bit better. Might have found himself on the end of that thing, but good effort there. Mirkovic did a good job picking up the ball in the midfield, plays it out wide. Kiffy serves a great ball in, so good start for Kiffy here.
And Mirkovic will be interesting. See, he's been playing pretty well the last few weeks, been able to stay on the field. More importantly, I mean, he's been aggressive, but he hasn't picked up those yellow cards. One toward the net, takes a hop. John was looking for it, couldn't get it to turn. Cooper was in trouble.
John's got to commit to that thing. Looks like he only went at it half effort. I think if he really puts himself on the line and tries to get his foot on the ball and puts it on frame, that's a goal. But good ball in there by Clementa.
Adam John, Jesuit high school graduate here from Sacramento on loan from the San Jose Earthquakes, just brought back. Headed by Kiffy. Kiffy playing well right now. Like to see him stepping in. Gilberto watches it float over. He keeps it.
You're right. Kiffy's playing well. We got 80 minutes left in the match, but so far it's a great first impression, really. And it's a good way to really build your confidence for the first 10 minutes of your first start of the season with the new team. come out there, get a couple balls in the box, win a couple tackles. So far, so good. Like to see him keep playing with confidence and keep going forward and being a good, productive member so far.
And when we see Vukovic, who has had so many partners to the left of him now, Daly and Clementa, they pretty much have come in sync with each other. They know exactly where each other are, know when to back each other up. Daly seems to know when he can slide over near the touchline. But for Vukovic, he's had to adjust each and every match, it seems.
Yeah, that's a tough task, and a good point to bring up that Vukovic is he's had guys just come in and out for the last probably 2.5, 3 months. 3 or 4 players playing that position right next to him, so it's hard to obviously build any sort of chemistry together with those players coming in and out. So it's a credit to Vukovic for coming in here and playing well every night. And the last couple of games, the back fours held really strong and done a very good job.
Sacramento 15-6-3, 48 points, just one back of the kickers from Richmond. Meanwhile, Charleston 35 points, 9-8-8. They currently sit in 5th place. And the Galaxy with a 1-0 victory. They are holding on to that top 4. Vukovic had to come give chase as a sloppy kick back to Gleason, and Gleason had to step right in front of Kelly.
Yeah,
dangerous play.
Gleason did well there. Came out with obviously Vukovic, kind of flubs his kick with his right foot. Could have been very dangerous, could have been a big problem, but Gleason comes out and handles it well as Republic are on attack again.
Looking for John in the middle, lets it slide, little tap and go from Octavio Guzman, looking for Gissy, and here's Roro! Goal, Sacramento!
Great strike by Roro. I mean, that's what you wake up and wish for. A volley right on his right foot, poor clearance by the Battery. Roro takes it straight out of the air and slots it in the far post. Strikes it brilliant. We talk about it time and time again, how well Roro can strike the ball with both feet. Another prime example as the ball served up on a platter for him. Slight little side volley, just bangs it in the far post. Great take there, great finish.
8th goal of the season for Rodrigo Lopez. Puts him at 2nd in the team, but it all started Octavio Guzman looking for John. They switched it back, and there.
Right, that's the combination play we like seeing up top with John and Guzman. Not really playing up top together much, but here it is. Great little 1-2 combination. Has a poor clearance on the replay here. Roro's eyes are big and wide, slams it far post. Great finish. That ball is very difficult to hit and so easy to hit over the crossbar. So great job by Roro, keeping his knee over that ball, hitting it hard in the back post. So phenomenal finish there.
And they'll squirt this back to Gleason. But Sacramento on the board first. A big goal ignites the crowd, and here's Sacramento again. Rodrigo looking for Gissy, able to track it down was Griffin.
Yeah, and like we talked about there, it's offsides call here. But what we were mentioning is seeing Guzman and John up top combining nicely for that 1-2. I was almost going to give Guzman a hard time for not following up and crashing the goal, looking for the cross back from John. But fortunately for us, poor clearance by the Battery, and Roro slots that ball in the back post. But great, I love seeing that combination play up top, which is something that Braun and John never really haven't fully established that sort of chemistry yet. So interesting seeing that play there tonight so early in the game. But love seeing us get on the board quickly and early.
And especially with a brand new lineup again. Gissy and Gilberto starting for the first time together in the midfield here at home. Sacramento playing well. They've been on the attack. This attacking third has been a tough one. Here's Gissy. And he's taking out of the page out of the Max Alvarez book. Get in the midfield, just strike it and see if you can get one to the net.
Yeah, but both of those weren't struck very well. So I'd like to see him maybe try to just get that thing, keep his knee over it, follow that ball on the frame, and try to keep it on frame. So, he's getting I like seeing the young guy get out there and take some shots early from distance, but you know what, he's got to find a way to hit that thing on target or keep the ball, because that's just a simple giveaway there.
There's Dane Kelly off to the side. Here's Mena, taken away by Roro. Good step in there. So for Sacramento now, they have outscored their opponents 18-3 in the last 6 matches. They've recorded 2 shutouts, have scored 5 goals twice. And when they seem to get on a roll, they really seem to get going. And Wilmington found out the hard way is that they just kept at it. They felt like they were in it. And then Emmer Clementa just overpowers. The center back was able to score in a big goal a week ago. And here Sacramento is again scoring early, Kevin. And they've been able to hold on for that first half. We saw a little bit of trouble earlier in the year. It's been a much different story for Sacramento in the second half.
Yeah, really been their Achilles heel is just, conceding goals at the most inopportune times, but they've really kind of sorted that problem out, righted that ship. and have actually turned the page quite a bit, and now are the ones actually scoring the goals on those important times of matches. So great to see that. Once again, I think we mentioned it before, that's just credit to Preki and his staff.
Van Schaik getting very aggressive. Giving chase is Dean Kelly, or it's going to be Dane Kelly. Sent high by Gleason, and Kelly on the year, 4th year with the club. 31 goals heading into this season, was part of that 2012 championship team. And a foul will be called, and it looks like it's going to go against Merkovich. But a good setup here again for the Battery, and the first time they've really been able to try to work out something against the Republic. Again, they've just been in sync, and you take a good team, a hot team, they come in here, and Sacramento's been able to put out the fire of any team that's playing well pretty quickly.
Yeah, done a good job so far here. First 15 minutes. Maybe a soft free kick given away there, conceded by Republic. But, you know, here we go. Once again, these things are so important to deal with and deal with strongly. You can't get complacent and think that you're doing well, scoring a goal earlier. Everything is going great. You're passing. The ball's moving well. You need to make sure that you shore everything up in the back first.
Here's Jose Cuevas. He will set down the Fresno native, bends it into the box, and a goal by the Battery. They strike back, and it's the captain, Falvey, who finds the net on an assist from Cuevas.
Yeah, Republic were all out of sorts there. No one's following marks. It looked like there was 3 Battery players that could have finished that ball. Guys waving their hands like they're hailing cabs, looking for offsides. That's just poor defending right there. Especially, we just talk about how important it is to really make sure that you're solid in the back on these set pieces, and that's how quickly things can change. Republic's had the majority of the play for the first 15 minutes and give away 1 free kick, and here we are. It's 1-1. All of a sudden, we're back to even on this.
They've played so well, and just 1 set piece.
And here's the replay.
Falvey right off the heel, looks like. Didn't even... Went down with his head, hipped off just maybe the top of his foot.
It looks like outside of his right foot, just kind of slots it in the back. That's a tough ball really to keep on frame. So Falvey, good job, good finish. But you know, that's just poor defending by Republic, and Preki's gonna need to have some words with his guys. It's one of these things you can start feeling really good about yourself. You're playing well, the ball's moving, you're getting a couple chances in the first 15, 20 minutes, but if you don't sort out that back four and sort out defensively your shape and your communications as much and as early and as quickly as possible, you're going to concede goals, and all that hard work going forward, all the good things that you've done are strictly and simply out the window, as here we are at even 1-1 right now.
So Sacramento now finds himself tied, something they are not used to. The last time we saw that was against Orange County when it was 1-1 in the final moments of the first half. Then they exploded for 6 goals in that game, and Tommy Stewart had a hat trick. But just like that, Charleston did not panic, Kevin. Give them a lot of credit. You know what? They maybe weren't getting many shots on goal, weren't able to get into that final third, but they made do of a very good set piece.
Yeah, and this is a funny thing about soccer, too. Here we are. That's the shot of adrenaline, the shot in the arm that Charleston needs now to think that they can play with these guys and stay in the game, which in reality, you want to keep them, you know, quelled and squashed as much as you can. But this really opens the door for Charleston to start maybe stringing some passes together, get some confidence, and know that they can compete and score goals here tonight. So it's just an absolute kind of momentum killer for the Republic. As Clemente gives the ball away, as Jesse and Clemente kind of are on different pages right there. But just it's absolute momentum killer for the night. And one of those things where you build this lead that you would love to keep, and simply and that quickly, it's given away.
Well, Colin Falvey, 5th season with Charleston. He was on both of the championship teams, 2010 and 12. So he is a guy not only anchoring the defense, big-time defender, but he can score a little bit too, Kevin, now. So
yeah, he's dangerous on set pieces coming up. He's a big body, makes smart runs.
And his 3rd goal of the season. Sacramento looking to counter, but the equalizer by the Battery coming to the 17th minute on a set piece. Cuevas with the assist. Roro scored the first for Sacramento, his 8th on the year.
And this is the time of the game after you concede that goal.
And no whistle blown. Continuing to move on his feet is Abdullah.
Yeah, Abdullah kind of clips Roro's heels there. Fortunately, he gives the ball away. But this is where we want to see Republic be patient. Don't panic. Yeah, you've conceded this goal in an opportune time, but really stay patient. The first 15 minutes, you were playing really, really well. So I'd like to see Preki maybe harping at his guys to stay patient and stay confident here.
Here's Gissy looking for John. Out come the boxes. Cooper slides and picks it up and saves would have been a wide open shot from Adam John. got there a moment before a chance Sacramento could put one in the box. Mirkovic goes down hard and rolls on top of his knee, and that's always a scary situation for any type of player, as he was stuck in the dirt, but looks like he'll be able to get up and shake it off. So Ivan Mirkovic will walk off and be okay.
Yeah, Kelly there just coming a little aggressive, maybe a little bit late. Mirkovic is back up.
On the 21st minute here at Bonnie Field. It's hard to imagine that this is a couple of more home games left and the playoffs are starting. It seemed like it was April 26th, just 2 nights ago.
John's got to keep that ball. It's a heavy first touch. He's got to be able to kind of corral that thing a little bit better. Play it and spin off. Good ball there by Vukovic to Roro.
Roro now pushing forward, looking for John, mistimed it. Gissy was on the right side. Back up comes a battle inside, and Vukovic fighting with Kelly.
Kelly does a good job of backing Vukovic down. Kind of outmuscles Vukovic, and Vukovic is forced to foul him. And honestly, I think Vukovic is pretty fortunate not to come away with a caution on that, as he pulled him down. Might have been, as a counterattack, pulling somebody down for the yellow card. So fortunate not to see that caution.
So Charleston, and throughout the year, they started off pretty slow. There was a lot of concern about, here's a team with some pretty good veterans. They've got speed up top, and they just weren't able to get it done. Well, they've been playing a lot better. They've outscored now their opponents 14-7 during this winning streak. And now a little chipper into the box, cross cleared. And as we move away, but they've been playing a lot better, and a lot of the credit goes to the veterans that they say have really started to now find their timing, find their rhythm. And that's why Charleston is in the 5th seed, where just a few weeks ago, Kevin, they were in danger of not even making the playoffs.
Yeah, and they got quite a history, too, the Battery do. You know, they've been around for a long time, and they've got a lot of guys that have been with the club for a long time. It's a great counter, a great ball there by Roro out to Kiffy. See if he can do something productive here.
So Kiffy near the box. Roro sets back up. Roro stumbles a bit as he tried to wind up. Mirkovic will track it down. Back to Roro again, but you're right, Kevin. Here's a team that's been around for a few years, and they've had some great success in the USL Pro.
Yeah, they really have. You know, play at a great stadium out in South Carolina in Charleston called Blackbaud Stadium. I think it might have been one of the first privately funded stadiums in the U.S., which is kind of a fun little fact there. But we would go, when we were in my MLS days, every preseason we'd go out there for about a week to 10 days. A great city to go in February and March. Just beautiful weather and just a great stadium, great atmosphere with a good fan base. And it's a club, you know, that's been around, like I said, for quite a while and has a pretty good history to them. As Clementa's moving up on the right side here.
Keeps it on the broad. Cross kept out. Guzman looking to turn the corner. Gets near the end line, chipped in the side, and picked up by Cooper. But you're right, you know, in 1993, they're one of those first teams. They're one of the most successful clubs in all of minor league soccer in the history of the United States. You know, they've won 4 championships, and a couple of those. But they even got pretty far in the U.S. Open Cup a few times, and even getting to the final in 2008 against DC United, ended up losing that match. But great ball by Gilberto. Now Gilberto pausing, Roro from his favorite spot, looking for John, tapped it in, Cooper able to keep it down low, and a save on goal.
Yeah, it's a good run there by John, and a good ball in by Roro to find John's feet. That's pretty much the only place where that ball is going to get put on target. Roro finds John's feet there. John gets a good ball on target, challenges Cooper, so good positive movement, and a great run by Gilberto moving the ball out there.
Gilberto always seems to be a fan favorite. He is one of the best dribblers in the USL Pro. Making a nice play on the ball was Ferguson. Get it back for the Battery. Battery trying to make it 2 goals in a row, but Roro and company keep putting the pressure on the Battery. Griffith will keep it. Cuevas came up, and Cuevas will give it away to the Republic. So the Republic taking a little bit of a breath here. And it seemed this is really starting to maybe move in the Batteries. I guess what they're looking for in the game plan here is they're trying to get this thing up and down. Sacramento wants to spread it out, and they're doing a nice job. And it seems the Battery over the last 5 or 6 minutes have really had their way.
Yeah, you know, I think after that goal, like I said, it's a bit of a shot in the arm for those guys, for the Battery, and some confidence.
But here's Roro still putting the pressure on. Roro winds up, open net. Cooper didn't even make a move.
I think Cooper's thinking that Roro's going to play the ball outside for a service, and a quick release by Roro with his right foot. Finds Cooper flat-footed. Once again, pulls it right across the face of the goal in the far post. Good finish by Roro, just quality again as he gets the ball on top of the box. The guy is deadly and dangerous right there. So just a great finish, well-taken chance. And once again, now we need to really sort out this back four and make sure, as Roro, as the replay shows, Cooper's got no chance, doesn't even make an effort as it's just struck with his laces, Roro's laces there, drives his foot through the back of the ball, puts it in the far post, and Republic up 2-1 here.
9th goal on the season for Rodrigo Lopez. Tommy Stewart, team leader with 11. Stewart out tonight, and Rodrigo Lopez again has stepped up in a very big way. And the crowd reignited here at Bonnie Field.
Yeah, I think you can just see Roro's his class and his quality here. He makes the right decisions with the ball when he has it at his feet, which makes him so valuable and so dangerous for the Republic. You know, whether it's putting balls on frame and shots on frame or crosses in the box or serving the ball out wide to really to spring a counterattack. Roro's got the ability to do all that stuff. And he's really that cog in the midfield. Plays out wide, but really plays most of his time or spends most of his time tucked into the middle of the field and sees a lot of the ball, which is great for the Republic because you want Roro on the ball as much as you possibly can, especially with the form that he's been in as of late.
He has been simply sensational. Leads the USL Pro in assists, making a strong case for USL Pro Player of the Year. Here's Gissy making a move to the outside. Looking for a teammate. Little backflip. Kiffy pausing. Kiffy cross. Headed away by Minna.
Good job there by Kiffy. Gets the defender to leave his feet. Leave his feet. Cuts on his right foot. Serves an okay ball and would like to see a little bit better. But you know what? With the quality service that we have even coming in from Roro, I think this is going to be a good opportunity for the Republic.
And this is Roro's corner as well. Typically it's Alvarez who'll work from the other side. With Alvarez out, Roro's been taking both duties from the corners tonight. Adam John in the mix, Vukovic, Gissy as well. This one sent way high over the top. Gilberto will try to fall it down, but it won't go, and so it'll be Battery ball here as the goalkeeper will send it away. And now the counter pushing. They're looking for Cuevas and Kelly up top.
Yeah, trying to catch Republic sleeping there as Cooper picks the ball up quickly, clears it out, but dealt well with by Daly.
And here is Gissy again. Working all around the field. Gilberto alongside Daly here as they send Clementa all the way up. And the way Mickey Daly has been playing, he's all but really giving up a penalty kick inside the box against Orange County. I would say for the last 4 or 5 weeks, he has been one of the best players here on this Sacramento Republic club. He has been so solid. He's been a pure rock for this team at the center back position. Roro looking for Kiffy. Griffith comes down. Cooper will come off the line. And back to that goal again, Kevin, you saw Cooper come so far off the line here. There really was a big opening for Roro to try to find the net, and he found it perfectly. And now Sacramento again on top 2-1 after 2 Rodrigo Lopez goals here.
Right, you know, I don't know exactly what Cooper might have been thinking. Maybe he was thinking that Roro would play the ball out wide and it'd be a cross would have been put in right after that. But I think Roro just caught it quickly. Quick release on that thing. Not a big backswing. Strikes it hard with his laces and finds the back post. And Cooper's he has no chance. It doesn't even dive for the ball. So it's a smart, quick take by Roro and a great finish.
Rodrigo Lopez, first signing for Sacramento. He played with the LA Blues 23 matches and has played with the Ventura County Fusion, even played with Orlando in 2012, and played with the Timbers a little bit. I know that's when you spent time with him.
Right.
And where he's at and where he was, and he's a guy who's got MLS talent, so he's right there. They know there's been some offers knocking on the door for him. And what do you think puts him over the top, which gets him to the highest level? Is it here with the Republic, maybe in a few years, or is it with some other team?
You know, he's at the age now where I think he needs to figure something out in his game, whether it's his strength or his quickness, but something needs to change. Right now, maybe it's his confidence. Maybe he comes down here and plays as well as he's been playing this season so far, scoring goals, getting a lot of assists. And maybe that's what takes him over the edge. You know, I mean, he's got the quality and talent to play at the MLS level. It's just a matter of once you get into those situations, really establishing yourself and making an impact on the game, which I think that's the thing that's Roro's been lacking. But like I said, I think the quality and talent is there. Maybe the physical assets might not necessarily be there, his speed and his strength, but that's something that you can kind of work on. You're not necessarily going to, revolutionize your speed, but you can always hit the weight room and become just a real beast in the midfield. Look at Sergio Aguero with Man City. He's a small guy, but he's a stocky, and the strength that he has is low leverage and low center of gravity. It becomes real difficult to deal with. Maybe that's something that Roro needs to kind of establish and develop, but it takes some time for that to happen, and maybe it simply is just his confidence in here, coming out here and spraying balls and scoring some goals.
Gilberto passed by Roro there, and Roro, I think a lot of humbling experiences during the offseason. He worked in construction. He felt, he needed to work himself in more ways than one. And you see the leadership out here. Mentally, he seems to be there. So clearly he's got a lot of physical talent as well, and maybe just making that one more step. We see it so much in AAA baseball where the guys have everything but that one small thing, and maybe that's where Rodrigo Lopez finds himself, and maybe on this Sacramento Republic squad at MLS level in a few years, if we all get our way, Kevin Goldthwait.
Yeah, and the big thing I like about Roro is he makes guys around him better. And when he plays with guys that are at that next level, he can really keep up with that pace mentally, and physically he can do it as well. But I think the big thing for Roro, what he has and what makes him so special, is how quickly he can think and his decision-making on the ball. 9 times out of 10, he's making the right decision, and his execution is usually there as well with how he's serving balls in, how he's passing, the weight of his pass. So, I mean, those things, he's got all those tools. It's just a matter of putting everything together and maybe finding that one thing that he's lacking and focusing on that and becoming better at it. But you know what? He's not that far off. And to be honest, he could play at that MLS level today if he's called upon.
So Van Schaik was hit with the foul there, and a quick free kick for Sacramento as they got things going and kept it here in the midfield, moving on to the 32nd minute. And you've seen just this club here, not only has the team gotten better, but a lot of the players have really improved throughout the season. And I think you look at so many teams, many of them start off high, and the play starts as maybe guys aren't in shape. But we really have not seen a fitness issue with this Republic team. And the players have seemed to be just playing better individually and as well as a team. And it's really showed. And that's why they're in the hunt for second place right now, just a point behind Richmond. So this is a big match. They're up 2-1. John couldn't find it. Keeping it up off the toe. And Gissy goes down, won't be called. And Guzman with a little bit of payback. Guzman fighting in the box. John able to pick it up, looking to turn, shields, and nobody home. And still on the ground for the Battery, and now the whistle is blown. And trying to see who it may be on. It looks like it may be Kelly. Now Kelly's up top here. And it looks like he'll work his way up and be okay. So it is Abdullah. But Sacramento getting physical. We walked back to that West Brom matches more than a month ago now, it looks like we're looking at, where those teams from the English Premier League, they came in, seemed to rough up the Republic just a little bit. And more than anything, I think taught them that they can play physical. And they've now imposed that physicality on other teams. And this win streak has been phenomenal. 10 in a row, unbeaten streak at home. And that's dating all the way back with Orlando, the draw here. I mean, if you can play with the top teams, they've shown they can. And clearly Sacramento belongs in this top 4 and possibly this top 2. Now, going to be a little tough as we'll break down the playoff standings later on here in the broadcast, just how they can go. But Orlando controlling their own destiny, their way they're playing, likely going to solidify USL Pro Championship in the regular table setting. But as you move on up, you have Richmond, Sacramento, and LA Galaxy right in the hunt. And each of them hoping for 2 home playoff matches. And it would be a big treat here for Sacramento's Mirkovic with a kick. And so nice gamemanship there, and gets the batteries up to full strength again.
Yeah, you know, if I'm Richmond or anyone, or Orlando or anyone going into the playoffs right now, I'd be worried if I see the Republic on the opposing side here going into the playoffs. You know, the first part of the season, I think that was really the Republic learning what kind of style of play they're going to play. They're gelling. They're kind of molding themselves as what sort of club they're going to be. And here we are, the last probably 10, 12 weeks, they've been on fire and really moving into the playoffs. Like I said, I think that if I'm in any other team in the USL right now, there's one team I don't want to see in the playoffs, and that's the Republic with the way they've been playing of late.
Clementa Looking downfield, Gissy in the middle. He's trying to find John. John with some good speed, trying to beat Ferguson. Ferguson able to get there in time. Holds it in the corner.
Gissy does a great job, great first touch, but you want to see him hold that ball a little bit longer. Let John's run evolve so he's kind of at full pace right there. Looks like he played it just a little bit too early and allowed Ferguson to intercept that pass.
Here's Griff for the second year with the Battery from Antigua. Sacramento dealing with that set piece there that got the Battery right back into this. Equalizer. But again, Rodrigo Lopez coming through. Kiffy now getting some one-on-one instruction from Preki. On the sideline, Coach Preki, Graham Smith able to put this team together, and I think to their credit, they knew that they wanted to go deeper with the team. I think everybody wants to, but at the end of the day, they found players that were complement each other. And early on, we didn't see a lot of Gilberto or Gissy, but Gissy just a youngster, 18 years of age, getting some real time now. Good ball to Kiffy.
Another great ball by Roro.
Kiffy looking at a double team, trying to find Gissy, who's trailing. And they'll set it back up again. Working the right side. Kiffy again. On to the 37th minute here. Rob McAllister with you with Kevin Goldthwait. So the Battery, a couple of players to MLS last year. Alex Kahn signed with Chicago Fire, but now he's inactive. Also Ryan Richter on to Toronto FC, who's now on loan with Ottawa Fury FC, the North American Soccer League. So Sacramento has seen a couple of their players. Tommy Thompson, who was here, now he's getting some pretty good minutes with the Earthquakes.
He put in a good shift with the Earthquakes up in Seattle. Kind of unfortunate. Maybe should have had a goal in the match. Should have been a great little introduction to the Earthquakes. But the sky's the limit for that guy. He's got plenty of time. And he's going to be someone, I think, if the Earthquakes are doing their jobs correctly, they're going to hold on to that guy. And he'll be hopefully a long-serving member of the Earthquakes for years to come, really.
Played on the under-20 U.S. men's national team. Cross in the middle. John up top. Roro again. Roro with the left foot. Sent it wide.
Killer ball by Kiffy going in there. Absolutely. Ball's dipping. And unfortunately, John just a little bit too low for him. As I think it might have been Ferguson. Big, tall Ferguson getting up there, heading the ball out, but a great ball in. Great run by Kiffy. Roro gets his foot on the ball, cuts back to his left foot, tries to bend it far post, deflects out for a corner kick. But good once again. I love the positive movement going forward. And love seeing Kiffy get on the end of that thing. That's a very, very good ball swung in. At pace, dipping.
Served in by Roro. Quickly back out. Cross again. Slapped away by Cooper. Guzman settles it. Rears back off the Battery, and it'll be a corner.
Yeah, good ball in by Roro once again. Maybe, his last two corner kicks weren't the best that we've seen from Roro. But, here he is on the other side here again to give himself another chance. As Roro cuts back to his left foot, looks like tries to bend it far post. Good defensive play there to get his foot on the ball as the Battery deflected out for a corner kick.
And we talked about the affiliation, Sacramento tie with the Earthquakes and the Portland Timbers. And then the Battery looked on the one-year deal with the Vancouver Whitecaps. Clementa Cooper. Just a tad too slow. Cooper had a moment to recover. Good play by Cooper.
Yeah, another good ball in by Roro. As you see, there wasn't too much spin on that ball. He drove it with his laces as it kind of sailed to the far post. Clementa loops his run on the back post, gets his head on it, tries to kind of tuck it in that near post. Cooper answers the call, makes a good save.
Sliding his men trying to save it. Cuevas and Kelly. Big concerns earlier on in this match, Kevin. Where do you assess things now? We saw the nice ball by Cuevas to find Falvey for the score on the set piece, but other than that, they really have not been a huge problem for the back four.
Yeah, you know, after that, they conceded that goal. I was a little worried about the momentum shift, but you know what, I think what we talked about with the Republic being calm, still making sure that they're doing all the right things, the simple things correctly. Has a good ball into John here.
John near the end line.
Yeah, John just bad first touch there, lets it go by him. But Republic stayed patient, stuck to their game plan.
Cuevas, now Kelly. Kelly against Vukovic. Kelly here on the right side. And down nearly a penalty in the box would have been against Daly. Did not get called. And slow to get up will be Adjety. But Adjety will not get the whistle.
You know, that could have been called.
A big break for Sacramento.
That really could have been called as a penalty. Fortunate not to see the whistle be blown there, but you know what, risky. I think it might have been Daly going in there, as there's a little shove to Adjety, or maybe a knee in the back, but he's down still. But fortunate for Republic not to have the penalty called there.
Emmanuel Adjety maybe take one on the hip there. He's on the loan from the Whitecaps, originally from the Ghana national. And he'll take a little bit of moment to breathe here as he's been added recently, but the Whitecaps have sent a few players now. They've got 7 players on loan with the Battery, and that has helped their play on the field as well. MLS-type players, and Adjety's going to come back up. But we've seen Sacramento really start to take control, and Mickey Daly almost another penalty kick opportunity given up.
There's a good replay of Clementa getting his head on that ball, tucking it, trying to tuck it near post. Cooper is there the whole way. But good solid effort once again. Roro serves a good ball in. Clementa has that curling run to the back post, kind of delayed almost if you would have seen the run. Gets his head on the ball and tries to knot it down in the near post. But once again, Cooper, like I said, makes a good save, was there to answer the call.
Sacramento with 46 goals on the season have allowed 26, almost a 2-to-1 ratio. And that number has just ballooned in the last 3 weeks. 2 matches with 5+ goals, led by Tommy Stewart. But they have the 3rd highest goal total in the USL Pro. Here's Cuevas, looking for Kelly. Kelly able to get a foot on it. Kelly with a tap. Gleason washed it sail wide. Vukovic has merely been beaten twice now.
Yeah, Vukovic does a good job. Kelly's going to be a handful to deal with tonight. Vukovic has answered the call so far, does a good job there following Kelly down. Able to kind of deflect the shot out for a corner kick. But once again, this is a set piece here where we need to make sure that these guys, everyone's managing their marks, managing their responsibilities here as the ball served in.
Cuevas swung it in, and Falvey maybe got a head on it.
Yeah, and in those situations, it's so easy to tune out quickly, and like I mentioned earlier, kind of be happy with yourself, take a breather, but that's at the absolute wrong time and the wrong mentality to have, which usually and typically I don't think Republic have, but had it for that brief moment when we conceded that goal earlier. But it's so easy to tune out. In those situations, you absolutely got to stay tuned in and make sure that you're handling your responsibility, getting an arm on your mark, getting a body on your mark, and not letting him get himself on the ball in any shape or form.
Well, we've seen that goal differential. Charleston has scored 30 on the year, but they've given up 29. So they're right there at that mark, Kevin. And when you look goals for on the road, they're just at 12, but they've allowed 19. So they've had a real issue away from Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, and you know, if you want to become a good team and you want to win championships and win trophies, you've got to play well and figure out a way to play well on the road and not concede. And first and foremost, that's what you need to have responsibility for. In good teams, I think, when you really look at their stats, it's their, you know, how many goals are they conceding on the road?
Cuevas again, the Fresno native looking to get back behind Daly is Kelly again. Clementa able to squeak right in between.
That great ball by Cuevas. And Daly does a phenomenal job tracking back and cutting off Kelly's angle, winning the ball. But I tell you what, that was a world-class ball there by Kelly. Or excuse me, by Cuevas, setting Kelly up.
Kelly, the Jamaican national, is showing his speed here in the final 3 minutes of the half. Guzman coming up, Vukovic, now Kiffy. Chissy, and back goes down, and no whistle blown. Vukovic wants one as Abdullah makes his presence known. crowd chanting against it. They won't get a late call here. Daly will head it forward.
It's like Abdullah might have gave Vukovic a shove. Vukovic needs to get on with it, forget about it. He's already harping, yelling at the linesman, potentially keeping guys on side there. Forget about it, Vukovic, get on with it, figure it out. Figure it out at halftime.
Gilberto in the middle. Working around, 2 minutes will be added. Here to stoppage time. Gilberto pausing. Sacramento with another chance to get a good run against the Battery. John, nice footwork. Clementa back to John, just missed the near post.
Great play leading up to that. Clementa finds himself on that corner of the 18-yard box, plays a good ball into John. John has to find target. All he needs to do is find target, and that thing's in the back of the net. Unfortunately for him, looks like it caught him a little bit on the heel as it flashes across the face of the goal. Can't find that far post, but a perfect opportunity to really separate ourselves. This is the time where you want to score those goals the last few minutes of the half, as that would completely change the complexity of this game going into the second half. Would have been a great opportunity there to really put your foot on the throat of the Battery going into halftime.
So Michael Zapata changes directs in the referee for the Republic. 27 shot on goal for Adam John this season, has 6 goals. Scored a header in his first contest with the Republic. That was back at Hughes. And give up by the Republic. Mirkovic took one to the nose by Kelly, and now looks like he may be bleeding and wants to show the referee what had happened here in the midfield. I think they'll just wait until the end of the clock here with about 20 seconds to go. The Battery still pushing. Nice slide tackle by Gissy. Thrown here by Griffith, and that will be it. And so there's quite a bit of blood here, and Vukovic is still yelling at the referee. He is quite upset about being pushed down. The captain, Rodrigo Lopez, will have a few extra words here before we head to halftime, but a great half for the Sacramento Republic. It's Rodrigo Lopez with 2 goals, and Falvey from an assist from Cuevas in the 17th minute. But Sacramento with a 2-1 advantage here. Good half for Sacramento, but they've got to keep the momentum going on their side. We'll step aside here for the halftime break. Stay tuned here for a halftime feature by Franklin Pictures as we take a closer look at Justin Braun and his long-standing relationship with Coach Preki.
I'm Justin Braun, and I play forward. I was born in Salt Lake City, Utah. Spent most of my life there. I was a middle child, had a brother who was a year older. They called us the gruesome twosome. But yeah, the family in general, we're a really tight group. My parents are still together. They've been an awesome example for me and my siblings. I tell people all the time that I am who I am today because of them. Actually, my dad's the one who got me involved in soccer at age 4. At first, it was kind of just having fun. But then I started realizing, okay, I'm kind of good at this. Like, I want to keep pushing myself and I kept trying to get to the next level and next level. I was playing in a men's league tournament at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California when I was 20. Basically a tournament that, at that point, I was just playing for fun. I didn't even want to go to the tournament. My dad kind of made me, he said, you know, you give it one last chance, you don't know who's going to be there. And it happened to be after a game, Preki was standing on the sidelines on the field and came up to me and kind of invited me to come down to preseason for Chivas.
Well, Justin is the another guy that I had at Chivas, and the guy that I found. I watched him play in an amateur game. I didn't know who he was. I just invited him, and he was a very, very raw guy who had incredible will to work hard and give everything he has for the team.
You know, I had some successful years there. In 2010, I was the team MVP, which is really cool. And then after Chivas, it's kind of the struggles that I've had in my career. That's kind of when I started really learning about myself and the hard part of the game. I was traded from Chivas to Montreal, and then, the playing times kind of started to decrease. I was struggling to get on the field, and when I was getting on the field, I wasn't really feeling confident.
Good save for Justin Braun here. Justin Braun! Shot on the turn, off target from Justin Braun.
Halfway through that year, I was traded to Real Salt Lake. I enjoyed my time there, I did, but, again, I wasn't getting the playing time that I was used to. And then basically after that, I got traded to Toronto at the end of the year, which was back to Canada.
It's knotted in by Justin Braun. Toronto FC pull a goal back.
The year ended, and then, my contract with the MLS was over.
I found very strangely last year that he didn't have a team. So I picked up the phone and gave him a call.
My first thought was, I don't really want to play in the USL. I felt like that was too much of a step down for me. But the more I kind of spoke with him, and he kind of explained the way the city was embracing it and the vision that this club has going forward, and being back with Preki, I think, is a big thing. He was kind of the guy that gave me my chance and kind of mentored me my first 2 years and groomed me and kind of turned me into the player I am.
He believes in Preki, and Preki believes in him. He had a mixed bag in the teams that he went to when he left Chivas, and in truth, he wasn't successful. He's now on the path to success again.
I feel like this has been a good decision for me to kind of get my career going again, to kind of start fresh and to see where this club's going, the trajectory that it's taken, from here to here in, 4 months, 5 months? It's exciting to see what the next 6 months hold.
Justin, for me, is, one of the top 2, 3, 4 players in the team, not just what he brings to the team on the field, what he brings to the team off the field, his personality, his attitude, his ability to connect with other players all the time, and I think that's really important.
He's a leader by example, and he's very focused.
Justin Braun, he is a 60-year-old man in a 27-year-old's body, but no, he's phenomenal striker. He's MLS quality. He really is.
The hard work has paid off for him, and I've been very fortunate the past 7 years to live my dream, and hopefully I can continue to do that for many more years.
He's an incredibly important guy for us, who works really hard on top and makes the plays for himself, for the others. His commitment is really, really important for us.
The support is here to support an MLS franchise. It's been proven over these past however many games we've played that the fans have come out. Warren, the owner here, is phenomenal. The people inside know what they're doing. Graham's been all around the world. Been doing Preki's coach, top teams and everything. So definitely the right steps, and it's exciting as a player to see all that coming together. I'm very happy with the decision I made to come here, and I'm looking forward to see where we as a team and we as a city can take this club.
And welcome back to halftime. Rob McAllister with you, Kevin Goldthwait, and now a special guest, the president and CEO here of the Republic, Warren Smith. Welcome to the booth. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
And we look at this match having a pretty good time, but we see each and every week that these crowds continue to come out, whether it be Wednesday night, Thursday night, Monday night, Saturday night. The showing just is incredible. Has this exceeded your guys' expectations when you started this thing a year ago?
Well, you know, we've had a lot of conversations about it. We knew Sacramento would perform. Obviously, it's great to see it happen. So we at least thought we could accomplish this, but it's nice to see how much people are having a good time here.
Now, when we look at the future of this, I know that the MLS is coming later on this fall. How do we feel about the presentation the Republic will put forward and maybe a possible stadium site?
Yeah, we have some announcements that we'll make in the very near future. We couldn't be more excited. I got to tell you, it's really neat to be watching the community come together, the ownership group to come together, and now the stadium concepts come together. So we're in a competition, we're in a race, and it's about, you know, getting something here in the near future versus waiting. So we're doing everything in our power, and everybody in the community seems to be doing everything in their power. So we couldn't be more excited. It'll be sometime late September. It's supposed to be let known later this week, and you know, hopefully they'll give us a date and everyone can come and join us.
You know, Warren, one thing that I've really noticed what you've done is you've established a team that has been great in the front office. Why don't you talk a little bit about who you really are your main people that you really lean on, and who you really, you know, day-to-day activity. But I think the big thing that I want to say is great job, first of all, on putting together an all-star staff in that front office. And like I said, who do you really think that you guys lean on the most? And name some of the players in that front office who you think are just really performing well right now.
Thank you. They go a lot unnoticed. You know, Joe Wagner obviously is leading the effort, and Erica Bjork, Fred Mathis, Brent Sasaki, Graham Smith, you know, Brett Ryder, go down the line. It's a team, you know, just like Preki's philosophy of that no one player is better than anybody on the team. We're all better together, and it's just been phenomenal to see them come together. It's not like we haven't made our mistakes, and the thing I love about it, we're not making the same mistake twice. So, you know, we're very fortunate to have such a great group. You know, 165 years of professional sports experience. We wanted to make sure that we had good people, and you remember our first phone call when I introduced myself to you. I think you thought I was crazy, but it's nice to see that ultimately we're getting good people, and you know, all the way to, you know.
You hired Rob and I think you're pretty crazy. So
I don't know all the mistakes you've made. This is probably one of them. So.
Well, no, Eric and I were talking about it, and we talked about you guys. Said, great, let's go for it. And she said, but don't hold me accountable.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
I wouldn't either.
I think the big thing is you know, we talk about the product that Preki and Graham have put on the field, but I think the big thing that I really want to touch on and harp on and give notice to is the team that you put together in that front office. And I think that it goes without being said that they're phenomenal and do a great job, but really unsung heroes in that front office, doing all the dirty work behind the scenes, getting things together. You mentioned Erica, you mentioned Joe. These people are just been phenomenal in the front office, really bringing the product to the community. And without them, this never really happens. But I think credit to you for really putting together this great squad and this great team, which as you're the manager of all that stuff, putting those puzzle pieces together, which is a lot harder and more difficult than it really sounds, but you've done a great job at it.
Well, like Preki would do, it has zero to do with me and everything about them. So my job is to provide the vision, the resources, and ultimately help them where I can. And we're really blessed. I mean, but it's really a snapshot of Sacramento, right? We've just got incredible people throughout our community, and to have these resources and these people here is just wonderful. And so we're very lucky.
I've been a part of many organizations, for better or for worse, through my years in MLS, but I can really say that what you guys have put together in the front office with the Sac Republic is top-notch, second to none compared to any club that I've been out in the past. So once again, credit to you guys for putting together a quality front office.
Well, given some of the clubs he's come from, that actually means a lot. So you know our history with Portland and obviously Seattle's, you know, probably the one market that we all look up and want to be more like. And so thank you. I appreciate that very much.
So, Warren, I know you did announce a little bit. I know the 8,000, we thought, well, that'd be a pretty good number for a stadium, which is a temporary, permanent type stadium, right? Is that you guys might expand this now? I mean, is this serious talks where we might add a few thousand here this next
Well, we're
year?
definitely going to expand. We just don't know what the number is. Again, we have to, when you have seats that people can buy last minute, that's when you start to get in trouble. So we think that we can sell another 1,200 to 1,500 season tickets next year, and with that we'll add, probably another 2,000, maybe 3,000 seats. Obviously, it all depends on what MLS chooses to do, but we're planning for 14,000, and we'll be ready to expand on a moment's notice instead of having to go through the permits all the time. So we're in that process right now. We'll make a determination at the end of the season what the right number is and go from there.
Well, it should be fun. It's been a great ride so far. I can't believe it's only been a season. It feels like that we've moved a long way, just a very short time.
We have. Again, it's about Sacramento and how do we make this place a better place to live, work, and play using the beautiful game. And thanks for opening my eyes to the beautiful game.
It's a beautiful game. It is, Warren.
It is.
All right, Warren Smith, thanks for coming by. We do appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of the second half.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Well, it's Warren Smith
Kevin,
there
thank
for
you
you.
very much.
And it's been a great day, but let's get back down to the field now as we continue on the halftime here. We'll give you some halftime stats as we'll show you what's a little bit going on the field. Looks like the players are starting to get ready, and so we're about ready as well. So let's get to these halftime stats. Here is the Sacramento Republic with 2 goals on the year, and the Charleston Battery with 2 goals on the half. Charleston Battery with 1. No assists, both Roro's shots. One coming off a rebound, one to Roro just be able to find the net the first time. That was in the 12th minute, but it was a great ball by Jose Cuevas in the 16th that found Colin Falvey, and so that's the lone assist. Each team about even foul-wise, 3-2, Sacramento slight up there. But the corners, that really might tell the difference. Sacramento has kept Charleston off that back line, and we're talking 5 corners for the Republic, 0 for the Battery. That says a lot, Kevin.
Yeah, that's one of the stats that you kind of look at that goes a little bit unsung when you're really thinking about things. That it shows that the attacking mind play that we've had in the first half of the Republic, and really how strong they've been defensively, and how well they've kept the ball in the Battery's half, which is one thing that I think we talked about at the beginning of the game, and what Preki really wanted to mention was keeping the Battery on their back feet, on their heels, make it difficult for them to play out of the back, and they've done a good job of putting high pressure early and often on the Battery. So, a good half. I think the stats show that the dominant play was had by the Republic, and I don't think those stats are lying right now. I really think that the Republic played really well in the first half, had that quick little scare as they conceded that goal in the set piece, but did a really good job of staying calm, staying patient, not panicking, and continuing to play well and grab that other goal. Would have loved to see John get on the score sheet just as a minute or two before half. Would have been huge. But here we are, we're moving forward, and we're playing well. Got another half of soccer here, another 45 minutes to go out there, perform well, and try to get 1 or 2 more goals.
So it's Portland's Jared Van Schaik, who has played so well for the Battery this season. He has been very critical at really pushing the Battery forward. He's been a key assist man, but he has really been held at bay tonight. Seemed almost frustrated several times tonight as well. Looks like we may have a substitution as we work into the break here for the start of the second. But you talked about a few guys we keyed in on early. Jose Cuevas has been on fire as lately come up as that attacking midfielder. More is almost a forward position, but plays all over the field here. And he has been held just that one set piece, was able to find Falvey. But you look at Dane Kelly, he had a couple of runs, got past Vukovic twice, got past Daly once. That could be a guy to really key on here, and I'm sure Preki's going to make some adjustments, and we'll see whether or not those 2 center backs close in a little bit tighter to Gleason.
Yeah, he's somebody that I think Vukovic and Daly are going to need to know where he is at all times during the course of this 45 minutes. But he's a guy that can really change the complexity of the game really, really quickly with the counterattack simply by having pace that he has. So it's someone that I think Vukovic and Daly identify where he is often and early, whenever they don't have the ball and whenever they do have the ball. Make sure you know where Kelly is at all times.
And so we do have a substitution. Taylor Mueller will come in, 3rd year with the Battery, and he'll play a center back position. And he went to the University of Washington, still kind of a young guy, but he's got a little bit of chance there for this town at Charleston, I should say, but being there a few years now to really put his stamp on, just 25 years of age, still a lot of soccer ahead of him. Absolutely, a good big body in the back, comes from Washington, played at UW for Jamie Clark up there. And a good opportunity for him to come in here and try to, make himself known to the coaching staff and try to establish himself in that starting lineup. Battery does have some size here. The one team they haven't really able to do quite yet is put that strength on the Republic, and that's probably because the Republic have played strong as anybody in the last month, and they've really shown it there. So for Sacramento, looks like we'll same 11 out there as we go. Gleason, Kippy, Vukovic, Daly, Clemente, Lopez, Mirkovic, Gilberto Gissi, Guzman, and John. Rodrigo Lopez with 2 goals tonight. Continuing to push his total. Now he is at 9 for the season, also has 8 assists. Tommy Stewart, a little bit of a backflip. Cleary. Mueller for the first touch already. Sacramento coming in, but Kiffey for the first 45. Want to see how he would play. I thought he played very well in that first 10 minutes. See if he can continue it here for the Republic in the second 45.
Yeah, Kiffey did well, I think, in that first half. Got himself in that attacking third, served a couple of good balls in the box, made his presence known, and that's what you need to do as a left back. Don't let people behind you, and see how many times you can get forward and swing good balls into the box, which I think Kiffey did 2 or 3 times that half. So a good first half. Let's see if he can continue doing that.
There's Gabe Gissi, finds Adam John. John back to Gissi. Gissi played the New England Revolution Academy. Clemente on the end line, serves it in, a nice ball.
A good hard ball in the box. Makes it hard for Cooper to deal with. Cooper needs to punch it out as if he's going to catch that ball. Good chance he'd bobble it. So good ball in by Clemente. Well picked up. Second ball picked up by Roro, and Republic can retain possession here.
Mickey Daly played with the Wilmington Hammerheads a season ago. Signed on with the team when they were pretty loaded already. Didn't know what kind of chance he would get playing time-wise. Did not have the season they thought they would have. A very veteran, loaded squad from North Carolina. Here he is with the Republic. When Graham Smith was here, he was one of the first to sign on. Be a great chance to get a little bit closer to home as well from Sonoma, California. Octavio Guzman whistled for offside. Adam John may have been back as well. But Octavio Guzman, who played forward at Chico, just a youngster, but has played really in the center midfielder position most of the season for the Republic, an enforcer. But now he's got a chance to move up and get a chance at the striker position for the Republic tonight.
Yeah, it's one thing I think the Republic have done a really good job at this year, is guys filling in positions that they aren't necessarily their strongest suit. You know, you have Bartlome filling in at left back, a position that he's never played before. And that's a tough task, really. You go from playing striker and playing up top your entire life and then move straight back into a left back role, which, you know what, I mean, that's something that it takes years for guys to really kind of master that craft on the left side. And Bartlome did a really good job filling in. Could have been better defensively, but you know what, you can't really ask too much of your striker to be a better defender. I mean, it's just being being an athlete, really, is what Bartlome has done. Picked up a little injury, not playing tonight, Kiffey filling in, but, you know, and then obviously with Guzman playing up top tonight, a little bit outside of his normal position here professionally, but has played there before. But something the Republic, I think, have done a really good job at is you get guys filling in unnatural positions that they're not typically playing.
Here's Cuevas, sends it up.
I think that's probably, you know, credit to Graham for the players that he's chosen. Graham Smith's picked guys that are, you know, utility players, and it's something that it's more of the Ajax way, where they really want to focus on players that can play any position and not necessarily playing one specific position for their entire career. But these players are really coming in. Good quality guys that can play numerous positions, which is always great to have, especially when you have the injury situation that we've had here in the last couple of weeks.
Well, Chad Bartlome, 31 years of age, talking about a guy who's only played the forward position most of his career, a little bit later in age, and now he's being asked to do something different. Clemente trying to get there, looking to beat out Griffith. Does. Griffith sticking him in the corner. And a corner kick for Sacramento. It'll be a throw-in, as it's just on the line. Gissi working, little tap. Send it into the box. Nobody there.
Great ball by Clemente. You want to see your forwards absolutely crash in the goal frame there. It's like John and Guzman weren't necessarily expecting that at that time.
Kiffey and Guzman colliding in the midfield. John fires back, gives it cleanly to the Battery. Sacramento was pushing the Battery hard on their heels and quickly gave it back up.
Going back to that ball that Clemente served in, that's where you want John. John should be drooling when Clemente takes that run to make sure that he's crashing in front of the goal. And it's something that John and Braun have been doing all year, is they've been pulling out and not necessarily been those guys crashing the goal frame when services are coming in. Those are the big bodies that you want kind of crashing the goal frame. But that's the role that I think Braun needs to establish himself in and really kind of take ownership on any ball being served on the box. He's going to be the one that's going to get on the end of the thing.
Couple of awards for each team this last week as well. Emerald Clementa named to the USL Pro Team of the Week for Week 23. Joining him there was also Sean Ferguson. Whistle is blown down. But also honorable mentions was Amadou Sanye and Colin Flavely, joining Tommy Stewart and Dominic Jakubek on that squad. But it was Jose Cuevas who was the player of the week for scoring 2 goals, 2 assists against Orange County and Rochester. And he has an assist here tonight, helping with the only lone goal for the Battery. That was Falvey on a set piece. Sacramento with 2 goals from Rodrigo Lopez. The 12th minute, second coming in the 25th. We've been scoreless since. Gilberto, looking for Gilberto to make a little bit of move today. He's been quiet. We've seen him make one nice play. And Adam John just sent Mueller to the turf. Let's get a little bit chippy between these two teams here. Cutting through is Rodrigo Lopez. Maybe an offside.
Yeah, you see Roro there. He's trying to just get right in front of the path. Oh, look like Van Schiek there, trying to get right in front of him so he can't run, which is where Roro lacks just a little bit of pace. I think he's got a little bit more pace there. He's able to get in front of that defender and really start forcing himself to go on frame there and either find John or Guzman for an assist or even taking a shot on frame there. But once again, Roro finding himself in good positions and good slots in the middle of the park and trying to make something out of it.
Back to the Miller here. Dane Kelly looking to break free again. One thing the Republic should be used to is Tommy Stewart tends to do that to so many other teams. Try to time that ball perfectly over the top, hit that lane. Dane Kelly has caught the Republic 4 or 5 times now tonight. This is the first and the second half. He's bound to break free. Daly and Vukovic better close in a little bit tighter, or this could spell trouble for the Republic.
Yeah, it looks like the Battery are, kind of playing for that quick counterattack, trying to find trying to spring Kelly as quickly as possible.
Nice ball by Clementa. Sends it along the touchline, just sails out.
Yeah, good job by Clementa. Poor execution there on serving the ball up there to Jissy, but good idea, good effort. Execution just wasn't there at the end of the day. But it really looks like the Battery are trying to play for that quick counterattack, finding Kelly over the top. But once again, I think it's something that Vukovic and Daly, they need to make sure that they're pressing and covering and knowing where Kelly is at all times. And whenever either of them goes and presses Kelly, someone's got to cover, a good 5-10 yards behind him in case Kelly is able to break through.
And Kelly only about 5'10", but he's pretty strong there. Doesn't seem like he's got a lot of strength, but he's shown that he can hang with Daly and Vukovic, who are both 6'1", 6'2". Guzman goes down. And I'll tell you, it's been key here for the Battery, changing pace a little bit, is Agity. They brought him up, almost put him in a midfielder position. He started in that left back position. They've moved him up, and it's been a little bit of different pace for the Battery coming out on that counter. Whistle's been blown a few more times here in the second half as well. We're on to the 54th minute. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. We appreciate you watching here this evening. Rodrigo Lopez off of Agity. Could be a throw in here for the Republic.
And this is one of those games where a third goal for the Republic is going to be huge because it's with the way the Battery are playing, looking for that counterattack, trying to spring Kelly. Anything can happen. Doesn't matter how much possession the Battery have. If they spring Kelly once and he's one-on-one with Jake Gleason, it can quickly be 2-2. As look at here is Kelly making a good run again. Vukovic covering nicely there.
Vukovic comes all the way over.
But it just shows you here that third goal is going to be so vital for the Republic to try to get some separation.
And there's a little bit of a lull in the game too. It almost seems the Battery trying to lull you into a false sense of security and maybe then turn it on quickly. And we've seen it a few times with Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe lull the Republic to a little bit of a dull sleep here, moving the ball. But it doesn't matter how long they stay in that final third. and the defensive third of the Battery, as soon as they get the ball and win the ball on a turnover, they're going to try to spring Kelly. So, you know, anything can happen at that point. And that's where it's so easy for the back four to tune out and lose track of Kelly and start thinking that, oh, well, we got possession. Let me, you know, go out there, check, lose sight of Kelly, try to win the ball. But it can change hands so quickly.
Here's Lopez. Guzman back to Lopez. Roro collides with Gissy. On to John. Here's Clementa. Clementa over high the crossbar into the net.
Yeah, poor Clementa wants that one hands in the face. He wants that one back. But I think right now my key to the game for the rest of this game is going to be Vukovic and Daly and how they can manage Kelly and find where he is at all times. I think this is the fourth or fifth time I've mentioned that, but that's going to be the key to the game right now is the back four and how well they can deal with this counterattack. And the big thing is it's so easy to tune out and lose concentration when you have possession of the ball for, you know, a good solid minute or 45 seconds. But it's concentration that's going to win this game. And that's just discipline, you know, and especially as the game goes on, legs might get tired, but concentration and discipline by the back four is what's going to win this game tonight.
Gilberto working up, but interesting to see as Sacramento continues to mark on Cuevas. As soon as he picks up the ball, they continue to converge right on number 7.
Yeah, you know, the other key to that's going to be is how quickly you can put pressure on the ball.
Nice move by Vukovic. Now Vukovic starting the break. Vukovic has 2 with him. Stopped by the Battery. The one thing you miss with Tommy Stewart being out with that hamstring injury is that pressure on those center backs. They're able to clear the ball a little bit easier tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, Tommy Stewart does a great job of putting pressure on. And that's when you start talking about counterattack. As soon as you turn the ball over, how quickly can you put pressure on the ball, get the defender's head down, and make it difficult for him to serve the ball out of the back. But that's, you know, part of that puzzle is how quickly, once you do turn the ball over, is it just look good pressure here by Roro.
There's again, great stride by Griffith. Griffith dumping off to Adigi. Adigi into the middle, cross, poked away by Vukovic.
Yeah, Griffith just showed his pace right there. Absolutely blew by Roro. Roro takes a bit of a poor angle, trying to close him down. But putting pressure in the ball is going to be vital here as well in the next 30 minutes.
I will say, Kevin, the Battery seem to be a little bit more aggressive. They're really starting to show better pace, get out there in the lanes, and this could spell trouble for Sacramento.
Now, they haven't dealt well with the set pieces so far.
Here's Cuevas. Low ball. Still alive. Pat poached away. Still on the ground. Down goes Gleason. Another save. Hold your breath moment a few times in that possession.
Yeah, Gleason gets bailed out there. Looks like he comes out, tries to punch the ball, doesn't get all of it, falls right to a Battery player. Ball's right in front of him again, fortunately right at his feet. Falls and grabs it, picks it up. But Cuevas is another player. These set pieces are a concern. Cuevas serves a really good ball and similar to Roro, drives the ball in the box. Good runs by the Battery, but any set piece right now should be a worry for Republic, knowing that they have quality on top of the ball with Cuevas.
Gilberto to Vukovic. Roro here. Mirkovic. A lot of touches tonight. Here's Gissy. Gissy getting the call on, gives it up. Kelly able to get past Daly. Now in trouble. Vukovic's gonna have to try to save a shot on goal. Sends it wide left.
Gissy cannot give that ball up in the middle of the field right there. Obviously, Kelly gets the ball, takes it on, and almost gets a shot on target there. But a simple turnover in the middle of the field, and I think that's Gissy showing his youth a little bit right there, knowing that in that situation, take the ball, move it, get it off your feet, and that's the absolute worst place to turn the ball over for Republic.
Just a mistake by the Battery, as they had another good look against Jake Gleason. Jake Gleason almost on an island by himself there. Vukovic may have just got a piece of that. But there's that speed, Kevin. It's going to haunt the Republic for the rest of this match if they don't try to do something about it. And maybe a little bit of youth with Gissy. He's worked hard. Coach Preki said he's done just about everything right to work his way in.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
And it looks like we have Brad Evans, or excuse me, Steven Evans.
Yeah, Gissy's got a good head on his shoulders for a young kid. Looks like he's the type of guy that just goes out and works hard every day.
Sacramento pushing up, so it looks like Steven Evans will probably take the place of Gissy here. Great sliding save there by Clementa to pick it up off the turf. Kept it away from Kelly. Sacramento with a different lineup tonight. They played very well in the first half, but now the Battery starting to work the Sacramento. There's a little give and go. Clementa taken down near the box. Here's John, right back to Clementa. Just hit the side of the net.
Yeah, great 1-2 play there. You know, Guzman's done a great job of checking to the ball, putting people in, put John in earlier in the match, just puts Clementa in right there. Once again, does the only thing really he has there is there's nobody in front of the net to play the ball across, so he just tries to blast it. Unfortunately, just kind of slices off his right foot into the side netting, but good run there. Good job by John holding that ball up and finding Clementa for a shot there as well.
And so it'll be Guzman that will come out. It'll be Steven Evans to replace him. Steven Evans on loan. No, they're going to change that. And now they're going to change their mind. I think they're going to wait. I'd assume it was going to be for one of the midfielders. It looks like they may have had a little bit of an issue in communicating with the sideline official here. And I imagine that it's going to be Gabe Gissy. We'll wait and see. Guzman is taken down hard after he loses the ball, but Republic pushing. Good possession. Last time around, Vukovic comes up and takes a gamble. Trying to keep the pressure on. Working that left side. Pausing. Waiting. Cross in the middle of the Gissy. Gissy's taken down just outside the box. Merkovich. It's getting quite physical out here. Here's Kiffy. Kiffy across. Griffith off the chest. Back to Clementa.
Good job by Republic keeping possession here, picking up those second balls. I tell you, if you're on the back four for the Battery right now, you're sucking when you're breathing heavy. As the Republic keep coming, wave after wave. But good job by Republic picking up those second balls, being patient.
Here's Guzman. Into the box, Guzman. Looking for John. Up comes Daly. There's not a single Republic player on their side of the field except for Gleason. Agidi takes away. Gilberto can't come with it. Cuevas now in control. Cuevas looking for the right side. Here's the Battery tracking it down. And goes down hard, but a nice tackle by the Republic.
Wins a goal kick. I don't know about that.
Meta.
I think that's a bit fortunate, but good effort there by Kiffy getting out there. A long run, gets a hard tackle in. Wins the goal kick, as here's, I think, probably the right subs coming in right now. So Gilberto's coming off.
So it'll be Evans.
Yeah, looks like it's probably just going to be a straight substitution. No other changes to deal with.
So Steven Evans from Portland, Oregon. He was the captain of the homegrown game for the MLS All-Star Weekend, representing the Timbers. Made his debut in June of last year. He's been up and down with the Republic. Played some pretty solid minutes earlier on in the season. Bad ball by the Republic. Agidi. Up comes Griffith. Griffith showing some speed as well. Gissy and Griffith, there's the two guys who can really fly around the edges.
Yeah, we talked about before, Gissy, he's got pace all day long. Something that hopefully will be used tonight here in the remaining 20-25 minutes.
Griffith swings it wide. He was looking for Mena. Mena was one who really gave the Republic a fit, running that right flank, which went down.
Don't know necessarily what Griffith was thinking right there.
I think the Republic will take the breather as we see. Here's Cuevas coming up on Merkovich. Evans going to come back. But Kevin, it seems that both teams are putting the pressure on each other. There hasn't been much time in the middle of the park here.
No, it's opening up a little bit right now, which is, makes me a little worried. Like to see things be a little bit more compact for the Republic, but I tell you,
Evans just nearly gives it away and does, but Republic able to get it right back. Taken out by his own player, Gissy, as the two converge on the right side of the field here. Looking a little sloppy right now, Kevin. think everyone needs to just settle down.
That's the youth in Gissy right there, just so anxious to win the ball wherever it is, wherever it is. He wants to get his foot on that thing. It looks like it would have been a little bit wise for him to slow down and let Clementa take that.
So each team had a little problem with their throw-ins. Coughing it up quickly. Roro in the middle, looking for some space. He's going to wait for it. Just keeps it on the turf. Cooper goes down low with a save.
Yeah, good strike by Roro. You got John crashing the goal in case Cooper bobbles it. Can't fault that effort there.
Slow ball. Adam looked like Roro was waiting for Adam John just to peel off for a quick moment. Never quite happened, and took the shot himself when he saw the small opening.
Yeah, Guzman or John weren't making runs right there. I think Roro was forcing that decision to strike that ball as those runs weren't really there. So he makes the right decision, is what Roro's is known for, is just a smart, technical player.
So with Justin Braun out with a broken toe, it really seems to have the Republic working out new configurations up top. So Justin Braun has been dealing with this injury, it seems, for a few weeks, but has been playing through it, Kevin. I don't know if you ever a broken toe, but when you use your feet as much as you do and try to control the ball, Justin Braun, that has to be a nightmare.
No, it's tough. It's real tough, especially, you know, you're cutting, you're doing all sorts of stuff. Feet are a very important part, obviously, during a soccer game. And for Braun to be playing through that for such a long time, I think it shows that, you know, how hard-nosed of a player he really is.
Dissy looking for Guzman. Guzman not able to control it. Abdullah working, taken away by Rodrigo Lopez. Lopez quickly to Evans. And back for the Battery. Kippy taken out. Cuevas in the Battery, looking for the counter. They'll take a moment.
Good job getting back there, forcing the Battery backwards. So good defensive shape there by Republic. Really forcing the effort there, forcing the Battery to go backwards.
And Cuevas has been so crucial for this team. Just signed on July 15th, so a new addition to this team. But you know, he was a USL Pro Rookie of the Year, was injured most of 2013, but grew up in Farmersville, California, near Fresno. Even played with the Fresno Fuego for 3 seasons. And he's really started to ascend here in the last several seasons, and injuries have slowed him a little bit. But as we see, Jose Cuevas can play a very big role for this Battery team. And he had 8 goals before getting injured in 2013. So a tough year for him as he works his way back into this season and really just fallen into form. And with Menya back, the Battery have played better. And it's been better balls for Kelly up front, because now he can just start to fly around the field. And that's caused the Republic some fits tonight.
Cuevas has been a big piece of the puzzle for the Battery, kind of almost been that guy, similar to what the role that Roro plays for the Republic, and does a great job serving the set pieces, and does just a good job all around. Defensively is a good hard worker. And an interesting story with him bouncing up and down between Fresno and the Battery. Has a good win there by Mirkovic. See how Republic move forward.
And so Cuevas can be so critical, is almost like a Rodrigo Lopez for the Republic. The Republic may be a little bit deeper, hence the record here. You have a guy like Max Alvarez stepping up. Here's Gissy working one-on-one. Let's see what the youngster can do. Gets to the middle, turns and burns it off of the hip of Ferguson. Kippy coming all the way up. A lot of Republic players standing. That's the one thing we've seen, almost too much dribbling here. Sent to the middle, Ferguson again. Seems that pace and that moving quickly without the ball, we've seen a little bit less of it here, Kevin. There's a shot up high over the crossbar, taking a chance at it, and a couple of substitutions coming our way as well for the Battery. But Kevin, it seems to be a little bit of different pace for the Republic. They don't seem to be on the same page, and really, I mean, they're putting the pressure on. But we haven't seen those crisp passes we've seen the last several weeks.
Yeah, you know, there's been a pretty high pace for the last probably 5 to 10 minutes, which might be the result of what we're seeing right now, of just some heavy legs. You know, the passes not necessarily being as crisp as we like them to see, but, you know, I think as this progresses here in the next 20 minutes, maybe this will be a little breather for the Republic, catch their breath a little bit. and continue to play. You know, as we can see, the third goal right now, what we talked about earlier, the third goal is going to be so vital for the Republic here. If they can push forward and try to get that quickly, and try to separate themselves and give themselves a little bit of separation.
Well, Charleston Battery have made a couple of substitutions to keep that pace going. Looks like Coach Mike Anhauser continuing to try to put the pressure on. He wants that 5th seed in the USL Pro playoffs. Gissy taps it back to Evans. Here's Emerald Clementa. Anhauser, assistant coach in '99 after he had an ACL injury. He went straight to coaching. He was playing, having a good season. And as you know, Kevin, knee could really send you to the end of your career. And I think he's probably had enough of trying to fight it back. And here he is. He's been with the Battery and has coached his team to a championship.
Yeah, coming out from IU, one of the most storied. Great job by
Merkovich looking for Guzman. Guzman taken down in the box. Offside first. Just a step too early.
Yeah, I think Mirkovic should have played that ball maybe a touch earlier, as Guzman timed it just right for that touch. And like I said, takes one extra touch there. Forces Guzman offsides. But going back, you know, IU.
Here's Cuevas shipping it over to Cordovas, who just checked in. And so a couple of substitutions here. It is Javier Cordovas, 7 goals, 24 games in 2013. The Cuban national, 23 years of age. Second season on there. He replaces Dane Kelly. So the speedster now out. The leading goal scorer for the Battery is out. Also, we now see Dante Marini check in, a rookie from Northeastern. Set piece, ball still alive in the box. Headed away by Vukovic. At Jetty fighting. Gissy altered that. Well played by the youngster.
Yeah, it's probably a, you know, with Kelly coming out, that's probably a sub that's pace for pace. So I imagine they're not going to be lacking too much. Maybe just a little bit of some fresh legs coming in. Still going to be a concern. Looks like they're still playing with that point player, as Cordovas is coming in playing pretty high. And I'd imagine he'd continue to play that role.
Good throw in. Jake Gleason. And Cordovas was there. Good header. There's the size again. They can throw some serious height in there. Jake Gleason played it well. Watched into his hands. A save there for the 24-year-old from New Zealand. A whistle thrown. Whistle blown, and there will be no card here.
That's just good effort there by Mirkovic in my mind. Does a good job, puts his foot through the back of the ball. Cordovas goes down a little bit soft, and there's, you know, foul call, the set piece given here as Republic look like they're getting ready to put Dakota Collins in for Guzman.
And Dakota Collins, Cal Poly. Now will change the pace.
Tell you what, Rob, Guzman tonight played very well up top. I thought he combined really nicely with John. We haven't seen too much of that combination play between the forwards, and Guzman did a great job linking up with a lot of the players. Linked up well with John once or twice, linked up well with Clementa once or twice. So glad to see that. That's been that style of forward play that we haven't seen this much or that much this year, and it's nice to see that Guzman's the guy providing that. So good effort here tonight.
Van Schaik sends it up, punched away by Jake Gleason.
Good job by Gleason, coming out strong, gets his fist on it. As Battery guys are absolutely crashing right in front of him. Much more difficult than Jake made that look. As looks like Griffith's gonna set up for a long throw here.
Van Schaik with a very nice ball in. Jake Gleason has been called on here in the second half. Little action in the first. Good throw in, Clementa header. Collins, first touch. Van Schaik controls it. Up comes Mueller. Marini. Little small dink here as they send it across. Griffith, and they'll watch it sail to Jake Gleason, and now Cordovas is gonna come up and try to play the ball, but Gleason can pick it up and will do just that.
Interesting decision by Gleason to take that with his thigh right in front of the goal.
And
a little nerve-wracking moment for me up here in the booth.
A tough throw off the chest to Clementa. Quick throw in for Adjeti. Battery being very aggressive. Here's Cuevas. Here's Cordovas. Cordovas offside. Late whistle there. On to the 75th minute here. 15 to go here at Bonnie Field. It's been a very tense 10 minutes here. The second half, the Sacramento holding on to a 2-1 advantage. Tower Bridge Battalion still loud behind goalkeeper Jake Gleason. Pretty good crowd here on a Wednesday night. Started off to be a warm afternoon at 94 degrees, cooled down very nicely here at Cal Expo. Emma Clementa playing well over the top and on the back of Dakota Collins. Whistle blown, and it goes against Falvey.
Yeah, Falvey. You know, I don't think that's a foul. I think Falvey's going up trying to win the ball. Collins is simply backing up, trying to get a chest on it. You know, in my book, not a foul. Falvey's going up, won the ball. As Collins is backing into Falvey there. So fortunate Republic, here we go, got a quick set piece.
So Roro, Clementa. Emma Clementa has played well tonight. He's been able to play up with the solid play of Daly, but Dane Kelly has really put them to the test. Running those lane now is going to be Cordovas, who does the same. Sends it across, and so the playoff picture here as we break things down, Sacramento has secured now a home match. And so they will at least host one. That will be on September 13th. And if you haven't bought tickets, do so quickly. I know that the single game tickets, 1,100 of them, were already sold out and gone. And so now if you want to get a season ticket package for next season, I think there's still a chance to get in. All you have to do is visit the Sacramento Republic homepage. Here's Gissy making a move into the box. Gissy, little tap over looking for John, won't happen. But as we stand, Orlando City with 55 points, Richmond with 49, Sacramento with 48, the LA Galaxy with 47 after their win today, a 1-0 victory over Real Salt Lake Reserves. And then Charleston close behind with 35, Harrisburg City with 34, Rochester 32, and then 8 you have Arizona, Charlotte, Washington, all with 30 points. Dakota Collins working the corner. Good possession by the Battery, trying to work it, and they do on Ferguson. Cleared away, but as you move on, Oklahoma City and Pittsburgh all still in the hunt as well. It's only 5 points. Basically separate 5 different teams for those final spots. And Orlando City is pretty much all secured. And 2 more wins, and they will secure the #1 seed. Rodrigo Lopez, a little soft touch. Gissy taken down hard. Won't get the whistle, gets back up. The youngster's resilient. Looking for Clementa. Watched ball there. Cooper nearly loses it. Sacramento could have taken advantage, but if we look at this playoff picture here, Kevin, Orange County, they're looking out on the outside. Only the Dayton Dutch Lions, however, do not have a chance, but there are a lot of teams here. Galaxy secured a home playoff berth, but you're talking 4 spots, and almost the entire league still has a shot at the playoffs. That's fantastic soccer.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks, see who can secure those spots and where it really kind of ends up shaking out.
So Sacramento will travel to Wilmington this weekend, and then they have 2 more at home. They went out. We could see a 2nd place for the Republic.
Yeah, it'd be huge for Sacramento to grab that 2nd spot. 2 home playoff games here at Bonnie Field. Real difficult to play against.
Cordova still fighting. Daly sends it away.
Really like our chances if we can grab those 2 home field playoff games. Really like our chances to see ourselves in that final game for the championship.
So Orlando City, the reigning champions, trying to win one last time before they move on to the MLS. Throw in here from the Battery. And it'll be Mueller to throw. takes a step back. Republic have had trouble with the set pieces. Rodrigo Lopez. Off the hip, Mirkovic still fighting for it. Van Shake. Sacramento trying to get it the other way. The Republic still very nervous here at Bonnie Field. Now on the break, the counter taken down hard. Adam John comes flying up. Dakota Collins goes down. A turnover back to the Battery.
Yeah, it's a tough ball into Dakota Collins there. Even if he finds it, he's got two defenders crashing right on top of him. Be difficult for him to keep that ball in the first place, but good run by Collins. I think Collins has shown his athleticism going forward there.
Here's Evans. We'll score, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLPRO.com. All the latest news, rankings, and the playoff picture as well. Sacramento already in their first season with a playoff berth, looking to climb higher. They've done it with quite a few substitutions. And I know the one frustrating thing for Preki is he's not been able to keep 11 really together most of the season. Gissy. Outside, Collins. Collins looking back to John. John not there. Evans! Goal, Sacramento!
Great work by Republic. Dakota Collins finds Gissy. Gissy plays him through, serves the ball in the box. John does a fantastic dummy, opens it up for Evans, and Evans slots it in the far post. Exactly what Republic need. They need the separation right now. Get that extra goal, protect themselves from a quick counterattack, which is really all the Battery's been kind of banking on this second half as Evans slots the ball in the far post. Cooper's got no chance for that. Great finish.
The third goal for the Republic, the first for Steven Evans.
Yeah, a little breathing room for the next 10 minutes now. And it looks like Gissy's going to be coming out for Martinez. As Gissy, that's great to see that positive, good effort there. Really was the playmaker on that third and final goal. And love seeing Gissy get on kind of, that forward movement as a goal scored for the Republic.
And how about that? Steven Evans, wasn't sure if he'd even play today.
Yeah,
has come in a key role and was at the right place, the right time. The youngster's showing what he can do.
Yeah, great trailing run right there. Good technical finish. Just passes it in the side of the net. And Cooper's got no chance for that one. Republic get that much needed separation right now for the final 10 minutes of this match.
And here's Carlos Martinez to see what he can do. Now, Carlos Martinez from San Pedro, California, played the second-tier team in Germany a season ago, and here he is with the Republic. And he's been in some pretty critical games. And what does he bring here as we close out the final 10?
I think he's going to bring a little composure compared to what Gissy was bringing. Gissy just brings you, pure, unadulterated athleticism. And I think Martinez is a little bit more refined, a little more technical on the ball, maybe a little more calming, relaxed figure in there that can keep the ball and keep possession.
Rodrigo Lopez sent it around the horn. Good shot on goal, sent high. The Sacramento keeping the pressure on as striking it toward the net, Carlos Martinez. And Portillo, Justin Portillo, into his rookie year from Coastal Carolina College, also in as a midfielder now. For the Battery, so plenty of substitutions here. As we know, Charleston looking to head back home tonight. They have a 11 o'clock fly. Here's Adam John, looking to fly, a little chip toward the net. Cooper goes down and gets it, but they're hoping to get this game done somewhat early, but it's 9:18. I think they're gonna fly out of Sacramento 11. I don't know if they're gonna make it, Kevin.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tight one for them.
But they've been on a long road trip. Adam John pauses. Adam John working it, and following it was Dakota Collins. The crowd wanted to make a move right. He didn't do it. Rodrigo Lopez taken down outside the box. No whistle blown. Lopez is shocked.
Yeah, going back to John right there. John needs to take the goalkeeper on. He's one-on-one. decides to play it backwards, and he just looked like he was caught between two minds, didn't know what he wanted to do. You need to have your forwards be decisive there. Take your chance when you have it. That's an absolute gift given to him on top of the box there.
The wall closes in on Dakota Collins, and he turns it over. Cuevas and the Battery working from behind for most of this match. They tied it up in the 16th minute. The Republic answered 9 minutes later, and here they are again. A Stephen Evans goal, 2 by Rodrigo Lopez tonight. Falvey has the lone score for the Battery. A hard collision, and that whistle has been swallowed for most of this match, Kevin.
Yeah, he's definitely letting them bang, letting them play.
Here's Clementa on the touchline. John leaking. A little bit of different body language from the Battery now. There's a little bit of sunken shoulders in that back four.
Yeah, they've been on their heels for the majority of the half here. 5-6 minutes left in this game here, so I imagine they're kind of fairly tired at this point and dejected a little bit after conceding that goal a few minutes ago.
So even when the season's over for the Republic, they will play one more against Real Salt Lake on September 30th for a friendly. Now they will head to Salt Lake. It'll be their first MLS friendly. They did play San Jose, now we know, in the Open Cup, and that was at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. But this will be a strictly friendly, and which will come after the final game of the season. Looking, a little dump off. And turning, Collins, Cooper comes out. Offside called first. Charleston Battery. Trying to work their way in here. They're running out of time. They've made substitutions to try to keep the pace up. They've tested the Republic tonight, especially here in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know about that decision to get Kelly off the pitch. It seemed to be he was the one guy that was being really dangerous and causing fits for Republic. And so far, Cordovez hasn't done too much in the 20 minutes that he's been in the match. So interesting decision by Inhauser bringing Kelly off for Cordova.
He has 7 goals in 18 matches this season. Leads the team. Sacramento, meanwhile, has 2 players over that mark, Rodrigo Lopez and Tommy Stewart. A couple others with 6. The 3rd highest scoring team in the USL Pro, the Sacramento Republic. I want to remind you that you can follow the Twitter account, of course, of the Sacramento Republic. Also, you can catch them on Facebook as well for all the latest updates regarding the team and how to get tickets. You can also watch any of these matches online as well, even the replays. You want to go back later. Clementa looking for Martinez. Sacramento now take a little bit of a breather, slowing things down here as we're on to the 89th minute. Collins working it in. Martinez is coming, very aggressive. I like the way he's changed the pace a little bit for the Republic. Seem to swing that momentum a little bit back in their direction.
Yeah, he's definitely been aggressive as he's come in. Almost to a fault here with the last few minutes of this game. You don't really need to be going forward as much as he has been. Really, the key is going to be patience and possession. We don't need that final goal, but what we do need is possession. So sometimes it might be wise for him to turn around and bring the ball back to retain possession.
It'll be 3 minutes added here. Along the trim, Adam John gets onside. Cuts the ball down on the angle. Off to Clementa. Rodrigo Lopez looking for a teammate. Little give and go. Back again.
Great one-touch play there.
Here's the Sacramento Republic on display. We've seen this passing between the midfielders. The back four looking for John. John takes it off the hip, just timed it off again, and they're going to call offside.
It looked like a handball. Republic feeling real good at that point. Roro on the ball 2 or 3 times in that sequence. Plays a good ball into John. John doesn't think he's going to get to him. Gets called for a handball there, but fun to watch right there.
I guess the one thing we've seen, there may be injuries here, there may be substitutions, but to the Republic's credit, players have stepped up in the roles that they've been asked to play. And whether the age or the position they're used to playing, every guy seems to be career. Here's Martini. And Marini just tried to wind up one of the smallest guys on the field right now with that left foot. Jake Gleason just watched it sail by.
Looked like he got on that left foot, is what he wanted to do. Pulls his shot just a little bit. Sails wide, no worries for Gleason.
Gleason will allow his team to step it up a little bit. Calling for Vukovic and Daly. Cardovas in the middle. As soon as he came in, made an immediate impact. 2 good shots on goal. Great ball by John, who tried to chip it over the head of Cooper. Good idea from a pretty far distance out, though, about 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, it would have been goal of the year candidate right there if that goes in.
Cooper's been tested so far this season. And not many games. He's given up 3 on the season, but this is going to be 1 tonight. And now his total for goals allowed is 24 on the year. Meanwhile, Jake Gleason giving up his 15th. John on the touchline. He pauses, trying to find Collins. Collins working, nice footwork. Sliding tackle of Ferguson. Tune in 8 days from now, back here at Bonnie Field, Oklahoma City in town for the 4th matchup between the two. Sacramento trails in that series. Rare time we hear that in this season. OKC with 2 victories with a 2-0 advantage. Sacramento answered with a similar score. And then they'll finish it out with the LA Galaxy 2 on that Saturday, September 6th. There's Daly, Clementa. And giving it up here, Cordovas. Daly steps up, clears it. Maybe the final threat for the Battery has been squelched. Just trying to kill the clock from the Republic side of things here. But as we look at these throughout this match and these final moments as we wrapped it up here, who's really stood out for you from the Republic tonight? We know Rodrigo Lopez with 2 goals. Steven Evans came in, scored a goal.
Yeah, Roro obviously, but what I like, I'm real impressed with how Guzman played today, coming in, filling in for that striker role. Linked up really nicely with everybody. And the other guy who I want to talk about is Daly. Daly's one of these unsung players that we don't mention his name too often. As a center back, that's more of an attribute than anything. As he's not getting beat, he's just solid in the back, not flashy, does his job day in and day out, week in and week out, and does it again here tonight with really only 1 solid, clear chance that the Republic gave up, and that's on that set piece. So good job by Daly, Roro, and Guzman in my mind.
A 3-1 victory. Sacramento continues their unbeaten streak here at Bonnie Field. It's now at 11. And they have been simply fantastic this year at home in Sacramento, only losing once, Kevin.
Yeah,
I mean,
you hear it so many times with quality teams. What do they do well? They play well at home. And that's the first thing I think that Preki really needs to instill in his guys is make this place really difficult to play for opposition when they come in. And I think they've done a great job so far. We still got a few games here to finish out the season. But you know what? I think things are looking very, very good since that West Brom game for how the Republic have been playing and performing, getting good results, and doing a very good job of picking up points at home. So once again, great performance tonight. Don't think they were challenged too much defensively or challenged too much defensively, minus that 1 set piece they gave up early. Solid performance by the squad. Guys coming in, filling in for injured players, doing a great job. So good performance. I think Preki's going to be walking in the locker room feeling pretty good. And on to the next match. Put this one behind us and keep working, keep getting better, and try to figure out for that next match.
So as we look forward here now, the final 3 matches of the season. Now with this victory, Sacramento in second place now as they move up on the season total. They were trailing by a point. Well, they now have 51 points. 55 for Orlando City's up top. It is 49 for Richmond, who currently now has fallen to 3rd place. For Sacramento to be in 2nd place here, you don't want to get too comfortable, but I think you've shown you can win with a lot of different lineups. And as you move into the final weeks here, you're on the road. Wilmington has to be a must-win.
Yeah, must win. Every game for here on out is going to be a must win. I think it's so important for Republic to try to get those two playoff games at home. If they're able to do that, I tell you what, they're going to be real dangerous and real scary to be, like I said earlier, if I'm someone else in the USL right now, there's one team I don't think I want to see into the playoffs, and that's Republic. Orlando, obviously, there's just a great quality side, but the Republic aren't far off from where Orlando really is. And coming into Bonnie Field, such a difficult place to play. You know what? I couldn't be prouder of my guys.
Now for Coach Preki, he's got to continue to see whether or not these guys continue thinking. And now we'll go to the sideline with our player of the game, and Scott Marsh.
Congratulations on the victory. And again, you guys are red hot now. You've won 6 in a row, undefeated here at Bonnie Field, and it seems like you guys are peaking at the right time.
You know, it's a team effort. We've been working so hard since day one, and I think the boys deserved it tonight. We fought hard for 90 minutes, and I gave the team, you know, I tip my hats off to them.
Walk through each goal with us if you can.
The first one, I was just following the play, and he tried to deflect it, and it came right to me, and I didn't think about it twice. So I'm glad I got that goal. But you know, it's a team effort. I don't take credit for any of these goals. Everyone who played tonight played with their hearts out, and that's what teams do in order to win, and we need to be a good team coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, you guys move into 2nd place now with the victory tonight. That's big. Also, Charleston had come in with 8 games unbeaten streak, so you knocked them off their perch a little bit too.
Again, it's a team effort. I think, you know, since training sessions, we work really hard, and the coaches prepare us really well for the games, and you know, we deserved it. We deserve to be in 2nd place right now.
Indeed you guys do. You guys are coming together at the right time. Roro, congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you all the fans for coming.
All right, let's hear it for Rodrigo Lopez. Back up to you, Jamie.
And so for the Battery, they come in playing very well, and they have a streak that they're hoping to continue 8 straight. It stops there as Sacramento puts the brakes on the Battery, who will head back home to the to the East Coast, excuse me, and they'll try to close out their season. They currently sit in that 5th place, but they can easily drop. They've got to try to take care of their own destiny here. Meanwhile, Sacramento continuing to play very well, and this coaching staff has to be very proud. A couple of mistakes. We saw Dane Kelly and Cordovas slip through those lanes a little bit. Were able to try to maybe find their way toward the net. They didn't get the ball in time, which is a big savior for Sacramento. But that's probably the one thing, if you're looking at negative, something they can take back, because they're going to face some very quick teams coming up in these final weeks, and especially into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's one thing. I think Republic need to really capitalize on the scoring opportunities that they have, because I don't know if they're fully there yet to really. I think the style of play that we have, the Republic, they keep the ball well, they keep the teams in their defensive third pretty well, and put pressure on teams, and they're doing a great job at that. But the one thing they need to really work on is how organized and how complacent they can get defensively when things are breaking down. And those counterattacks still really make me nervous. And I think that's something that Preki probably needs to work on, is keeping guys tuned in and making sure the back four is as organized as possible throughout the entire match, because it's so easy to be complacent and kind of forgetful and losing track of runners as you have the ball and you're moving forward and you're playing well.
Well, the Battery will host Pittsburgh Riverhounds on Saturday, then close out with Harrisburg City. And we told you the Republic on the road to Wilmington, and then home for the final 2, Oklahoma City and Los Angeles. And if you hadn't got tickets to those, make sure you do that very quick. And then on to the playoffs. September 13th, the host of playoff game. Hopefully we'll make it 2 in a row. We want to see that streak continue here at Bonnie Field. It's been one of the toughest places to play in the entire USL PRO. I want to thank our production crew and, of course, the Republic, Warren Smith, for coming on and talking with us this evening. And for my broadcast partner, Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Have a safe evening. 8 days from now, we'll be right back here. We'll check you as the Republic will face the Oklahoma City Energy at 7:30. Broadcast starts at 7:20.